Hello. Can you hear me okay? I sure hope so, because this is not a live stream. Thank you so much for coming to my debut video. For those of you who don't know, I'm Matrix, and I'm so excited to finally be a VTuber. This is going to be a short debut video, and I'm going to show you everything I can do, then talk a little bit about some of the people who made this possible, a little bit of my lore, and then what you can expect from my channel moving forward. So, let's start off with the model. We're already at the top, so let's just go down from there. First off, I want to show you some features about the face. I have very bouncy hair, as you can see. And, see, in my eyes here, I have numbers, binary numbers. Also, I can smile. I think my teeth are pretty similar to Amelia Watson's, so that's pretty cool. And yes, you'll notice I have a glitch on my head here. I'll explain a little bit about that later when we get to my lore. So now, let's move down a little bit. Got some hanging straps here, and I've got a little device here. And this device is a way for me to travel between dimensions. And then I've got a pin over here, AM, that's referencing my channel name, Matrix AM, Anime and More. Then my tie can move quite a bit, which I really like. It's a very fun feature. And as you can see here, I have just a slight amount showing here. That's about as unsay-so as you'll get with this model. Then moving down a little bit, here's the end of my jacket. And move down, there are some designs and little trinkets on my pant legs. You can move down even further, and that's the end of it. So, there are some more glitches here as well. Now let me zoom out and show you the whole thing. Here it is. I can move back and forth. I can move closer and further away. This is everything. Except now it's time for me to show you some emotions and other things that I can do. Let's start off with my favorite thing. I'm getting a little bit hungry, so I'd like to get a snack. Yeah, so I can get pizza anytime I want, which is really fun. And I can chew it a little bit. And I especially love the extra string that comes off of it. Next up is, yep, classic nya cat ears. And they can move around. I really enjoy this feature, even if it is a bit weeby. On to the next one, which is, I can momentarily suppress my glitches, but I can't do it for too long. They end up coming back eventually. Next up is my angry face, for when an anime totally wastes its potential. Or sad face. Hopefully I won't have to use these too often. Sometimes, hopefully more often, I'll just be happy. Or I can put on these cool sunglasses. And, of course, I've got the classic anime excited eyes. And then I've got this for when somebody says something yabai in the comments. For the next one, I have to zoom out a little bit. I can take the jacket off and then put it back. And then I've got a few more to show you. First off, we have the anime equivalent of a bra face for when somebody says something really monumentally stupid. Then we have fear. I don't know if I'll ever play any horror games, but you might see me like this if I do. And then lastly, got the small eyes, which works with a number of different things. And you can even combine it with the excited eyes, which is really cool. And speaking of combining things, you might be wondering what happens when you want to put all of these expressions on at once, and I'll show you. Yeah, that's what happens. It's pretty interesting. But I can just easily clear them away, and I'm back to normal. That is everything I have to show you about what I can do and what I look like. So now I'm going to move on to talking about a few people who made this possible. And the first person I want to talk about is my VTuber mama, who is Melon. She is incredibly talented, and you can find her on Twitter at melonbread_69. I'm just so impressed by her work, and I really couldn't be happier that she's my VTuber mama. And I also want to give a big shout out to all of my VTuber siblings in the Melaniwa family, because everyone has been so nice and supportive, and I really, really appreciate all of them. And then next, I want to show you my logo, which I had recently commissioned. This is from Celestia Dwarf on Twitter, and I am so thrilled with how it turned out, and she had a really quick turnaround for it too. So I definitely recommend her if you ever need any kind of logo commission. And the last person I want to thank is Spooky, who made the glitch stingers that I'm using. He makes all kinds of free assets for use by VTubers and streamers, so you should definitely check out his Twitter and also check out his Twitch, because he streams and he's a very wholesome person. Next, I want to talk a little bit about my lore. So, as I said before, I'm Matrix, and I'm from a dimension where all consciousness is digital. But I got a little bit bored there, so I ended up coming to this dimension. And unfortunately, since the technology here is so much simpler, there ended up being a few glitches in the mix, and I kind of have to live with those. Although I can, like I said, temporarily get them to go away, but they always come back. Maybe eventually I'll get rid of them for good, but I kind of like them. They're kind of part of my aesthetic now. So as for the things I like, I really enjoy anime, and I like making review and analysis videos on it. Some of my favorite anime are Durarara, Steins Gate, Madoka Magica, and The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. I also really like science fiction, and my favorite live-action show is Doctor Who. I like to play video games too, and I enjoy a mix of RPG, action-adventure, and mystery games, and a few other things here and there. My favorite food is pizza, as I'm sure you're able to tell. and my favorite genre of music is metal, although I also play the violin, so I'm pretty big on classical music too. And I'm sure you never could have guessed this, but I'm a huge fan of VTubers, and my favorite VTuber is Calliope Mori from Hololive English. And finally, I want to talk a little bit about what you can expect from my channel in the future. So I'll still be putting out the same types of anime and VTuber content that I'm already putting out, but I'm also hoping to add some additional content to that. I have a few short recurring series that are in the works, and I'm looking forward to producing more content that takes advantage of everything that I can do as a VTuber. I'm also hoping to do some streaming in the future, but I'm not sure exactly where or when that's going to happen. But rest assured, I'm not going to spam the channel with VODs from that or anything. The most that'll happen is I'll post an occasional highlights clip, but that's for the future. That's pretty much everything I wanted to cover in my debut video, but thank you again so much for coming. I really appreciate you being here, and I hope you'll stick around for some of my future content. If you want to see more, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. I put out content every week. And if you have any questions for me, you can leave them down in the comments below. Thank you, and bye for now.
Okay, but this is just divine. Exquisite.
Hey guys, two quick questions. Number one, what the f am I looking at? Number two, can you stop? Can we not do this? For 5 seconds? For seconds!